is about to begin between Sylvain and Julius. Julius, the previous champion here in Dortmund, still there, but he's on the verge of being eliminated if he loses this game. He starts pretty well with the pre-race mat. Be careful, because you have to normal summon this monster, otherwise you will not be able to activate the effect, and we've seen that before in stream.
Oh wow, really?
I mean, it's such a worthy bait. They always have to activate at the start of main phase, so is there anything else to follow it up? That looks like a pass from Sylvain. And I mean, we see his deck up there. It is an historic deck. It is a YCS winning deck in the last season.
The chicken. Check the life points of Julius Schwarzkopf, only at 4,000 after the Piri Rice map.
But yeah, of course, if you couldn't play, then you have some non-engine, and this Infinite Impermanence is pretty well. But we have the Miscellaneosaurus, such a good card, getting your dinosaurs unaffected till the end of the main phase 1. But most importantly, being able to banish itself to try to special summon from the deck.
And that is what we are going to do here. And I mean, that also clearly reveals that this ain't a normal Fire King deck, but it is the lately so popular combination of Fire King and Jurek cards here in the hands of Sylvain, in those very successful hands here so far. 11-2 with this deck. A deck that honestly has not been really discussed in the current meta game, but still is very much a contender. And I've been told there's not only Sylvain, but another Fire King player at the top table still in the running.
But now, actually summoning this Jurek Megalo, did he just attack?
I think so, yeah.
No way! No way Julius
damage.
gets another turn after this Piri Rice map Ash into a pass. But then again, for Sylvain, you don't really necessarily need to commit a lot to this field.
True, exactly, because I mean, Julius was not able to play through the Ash Blossom, so if you put a very minimalistic field, then you might be able to just stop the next turn as well. And we know that the Fire King strategy is pretty much able to end the game very fast afterwards.
Oh, we go end phase. That didn't do much. In the end phase, we have to destroy the Jurek Megalo due to the effect of Miscellaneosaurus. I mean, I say we have to.
If we have the Garunix in hand, then we are able to special summon the Garunix and being able to have some follow-up or even more interactions during Julius' turn.
And I mean, not only that, we also get to activate the graveyard effect of Jurek Megalo, putting that Jurek Astero into the graveyard, setting up still plenty of interruptions. And I mean, Julius, he has to find a play first of all, because he did not play after that Ash Blossom last turn.
But is it going to be enough, because you weren't able to play around an Ash Blossom, so now you have to play around a Raigeki? This seems like it is impossible, to be honest.
Well, it's even the combination of Raigeki and Tapia's Featherduster. It's like all of the cards. And we have established a monster negate now as well with the Fire King Avatar Avarta. Julius, by the way, something that we have spotted there on the judge end, Piri Rice map, not a cost. Therefore, the life points of Julius were on 8,000, and they are now on 7,000 after the 2 attacks flying in there from Sylvain's Dinosaur and Fire King combination.
Well, now that he has lived that turn, I don't even think that matters anymore. It made the situation a little less hectical in the last turn, but now, I mean, there's already some big setup for some heavy damage, and now we have
for hope.
The best draw you could ever ask for when you are
Your
playing
favorite
the Yummy deck.
Which one is it? I haven't captured it yet,
I can see a cup.
Julius.
I can see a cup in the hand.
But I mean, how much does one possible Capsi do versus the monster negate that is there?
Put the cat in the cup, bro. This card is going to deal a lot of, I mean, not damage, but it is going to be Arvatat immediately. Can Julius play through this? Maybe the normal summon of a Yummy Cupsy is going to enable some other cards in the hand to do something. Arvata is now just popping the Garunix to just negate Cupsy, and Ponix special summons itself from hand. You also still have the ability to summon out the Jurek Meteor on the side of Silva.
You do definitely, and I mean, one downside of Fire King Avatar is that it only negates the effect and it does not destroy the monster, and I mean, that is quite valuable as the Yummy player that Julius chose to be for this tournament. Having that level 1 monster still there on the field can turn into plenty of things.
And that is, I think I just saw a card in Julius' hand that could be completely game-changing. If Sylvain only sets up the Meteor as an interruption, Ghost Mana could be.
No, it doesn't matter because you are on your own turn, so it's going to be Chain Link 1. This is a mandatory.
Right.
So, I mean, this is like a trigger, so you have to activate it first, and afterwards, then Sylvain will be able to activate the effect of the meteor. So it doesn't change anything, and the problem is that you cannot play around
But this looks
this.
mandatory.
Here comes...
Meteor is mandatory.
Oh, this is mandatory.
Meteor is mandatory, so that would mean that you would have to have it as Chain Link 1.
True that. True that. You actually made a fair point.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So that changes
right.
actually everything.
Oh, can we even get to that part?
But does Julius have something to push? Something like a yummy surprise. There it is
yes.
again. Getting that Cupsy out, and now Sylvain is considering, can I do something here? Do I need to immediately respond to this with the summon of the Durac Meteor? We're going for that Synchro summon.
Oh my. Uses the graveyard effect of Astero that allows us to summon the also powerful Durac boss monster, Durac Meteor. And look, Julius, of course, a master of his kind, is reading the card, checking whether it is a mandatory effect, clearly reading up on that, and maybe now responding to that Durac Meteor with the Ghost Mourner, as you guys were anticipating.
That is insane.
That puts some chill on Sylvain's plan here for sure.
And that changes absolutely everything, because now I think this was the last layer of interruption that Sylvain had, and we know that the Yummy strategy with 2 bodies, you can literally just full loop and just get your whole field, your entire field. I mean, the Mourner, it was absolutely insane
Almost
in that
like
spot.
you want this card against this Durac Fire King deck, even though that is not the deck you built your own deck against. But now, Julius, after this uphill climb, 1 card left in hand, pay attention to the Garunix in the graveyard of Sylvain as well. So that could basically later on, if you are carelessly attacking, come as a further on disruption. But now,
I mean, I think that Julius is not going to trigger this Garunix. I mean, he's going to try to avoid that, of course.
I mean, he has a Lollipop.
I mean, and he also has a Marshmallow now, and I mean, it only makes sense, right? Putting a little Marshmallow over the fire with the Fire King deck here, I think that is probably the proper way to go after this. And also, Sylvain has revealed his last card in hand here. Julius knows it. It is only a Sanctuary that has no impact in this very turn, so Julius can freely design a way to possibly put out 8,000 points of damage here.
Smartly, he discards the Dominus Purge. You know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is all about interactions with the opponents. This is a hard-drawn interaction. You usually do not want to discard this. You want to build up a field and then have extra interruption for your opponent. But when you know that you can possibly win the game this turn, I do not even think that you want to keep the Dominus Purge. Now, Lollipop Yummy is being summoned, puts back the Garunix, another form of interaction taken away from Sylvain, and now he just needs to wait. He has to hope that Julius Schwarzkopf does not find a way to win the game this turn.
But with a player of that caliber, I mean, this is very hard to think that he might choke right there. He's special summoning the Linkuribo, literally the second copy of the Yummy Snatchy now. And he's gonna keep comboing. Second Synchro monster on the field. He wants to special summon back 2 monsters thanks to the Lollipop Yummy Way effect. And yeah, from a game that was pretty much lost on the spot, and I thought that it was unwinnable, but he almost pulls out the victory. What a game right there.
That's what those players are surprising us with every single tournament. Those top duelists that just know what they want to do in the games with their decks. But now the big question is, does Julius find a way to also bridge into the other engine that he has hidden in his deck with only the Yummy cards?
I mean, maybe.
Well, it's not that hard, really, right? Because we are playing the Reprodocus as we saw on round 1, and Reprodocus can easily turn those monsters into a Light Fiend, which we want them to be. So if he really needs it here, and I don't even think we need it, because we just rather want to have all the attack points for the battle phase with those Yummy monsters. But if we really wanted to, if we have to maybe go into a main phase 2, we have that option for sure.
And you also have access to the surprise that we got back, so we can use it to just get rid of the monsters on the field, trying to bounce them back in the hand, and just remove the ability to trigger, for example, the Arvata.
That's what we do. Now Sylvain is checking whether that's any kind of damage now for the Monner. And yep, Julius is grabbing the pan, but that damage probably not going to be the most important here, as Julius is designing his way to victory anyways. 5,200 life points only to overcome. We're doing the quick math, but those yummy monsters get big super quickly, and I think that might just be the required amount of damage for Julius to actually pull it out of the cup there in the end to that one cup drawn.
Sylvain is not too sure about that damage. Let's actually check the Lollipo Yummy Waste, sitting at 1,200, so that should be...
I mean, it is pretty much game. It is game, and that was so impressive.
Start. I mean, of course, also the Fire King deck has this crazy combo that you can have on your opponent's first turn and absolutely destroy the entire field, but it is again one of those decks that prefers to go first, as most decks actually are.
Ooh, Ash Blossom and Joy Spring for Ash Blossom without wasting any time, but there already is the Sanctuary in the hand, so we will get access to that Fire King Islet nevertheless.
But still, this is a very good target, to be honest. You want to Ash the Volcanics, otherwise Sylvain would have been able to generate so much advantage. But yeah, as you just mentioned, being able to get access to the island will get some card advantage, and this Garunix in hand if he doesn't have it yet.
That is what we are trying to fetch here, and it is
Arvata actually.
Okay, so maybe that means we have Garunix already. Do we maybe have Ponix too to trigger it? Let's see, we're forming a chain. There is something we want to activate, and it is the Garunix, and we're also using that Volcanix in the graveyard.
So this is pretty interesting because, of course, you can only trigger one of the effects. So here, Sylvain choosing wisely to activate the effect of Garunix and keeping the Ponix in hand for later on.
Now Garunix gets to destroy another card from your deck, ideally. What are we seeing there in this very deck of his? There, of course, are some nasty non-engine cards. Fire decks, they can profit off of Dominus Impulse, which is true.
Look at this one. Kirin. Not really a standard option. I mean, you hear Kirin a lot when you're playing against Fire King, but the Fire King Avatar Kirin is not the usual one. That's the small one, you could say, but it is the one that is able to go after spells and trap cards, right?
It is the one that lets you get access to the Jura cards, so you can just get access to the miscellaneous resources, and after that you can just special summon the Jurak from the deck. So this is how you bridge pretty much between your two archetypes, and that's pretty good here for Sylvain, considering the fact that he also have access to the continuous spell. So on the opponent's turn he will be able to special summon the XYZ monster, which is another Raigeki.
Yeah, and I mean, true, the spell one was Rangbali, right? That was the one, exactly.
And we saw it yesterday, by the way.
True, actually.
Which was a bit surprising, because usually players don't play this card.
But we go for a Link option instead, and we know this game since Celebrant Great days. When you have an Ash Blossom and Joy Spring in your graveyard, I will summon Mahita and have an extra monster to link off. It's not Celebrant Great Sunlight Wolf just yet, but it is the Promethean Princess, which honestly might still eventually get us to a Sunlight Wolf here, to be fair. So we will use the Promethean Princess, bring back that Kirin from the graveyard.
So that's another layer of interruptions, because this princess in the graveyard, it is also scary, being able to destroy a monster on the opponent field. Pretty good for now.
Sunlight Wolf. Everyone here in this venue wants to see it. Everyone, not just me, everyone.
It is one person specifically, I can tell you. It is demanding a Sunlight Wolf. He has not had his daily dose of Celebrant Great
That's good enough for me!
It is a Celebrant Great monster. It is the Raging Phoenix, though, the Link 4, which does make sense to summon out, as it also is another way to come back from the graveyard. And then, ending here, apparently.
Doolittle Chimera.
Doolittle Chimera, yeah, that's an interesting one. It is a fire monster at the end of the day, one that Julius needs to read quite clearly.
That is a card that has been used in combos of Fire King, even in Snake Eyes times. Because you can pop this card yourself and then add back a fire monster. And now we're summoning out the Jurak Megalo. Megalo in the end phase, of course, because of Miscellaneous Source, it's going to get destroyed, and it's going to set up the Synchro Summon on the opposing turn.
So let's sum it up, all the interactions that Sylvain has. You have the ability to special summon the Promethean Princess and destroy an opponent's monster, which is special summoned. You have the ability to just Raigeki everything and also destroy the field spell thanks to the Jurak cards. You also have access to the Garunix, which can get access to the Kirin, so another card will get destroyed. A lot of destructions, and the Yummy Fiendsmith strategy, it doesn't like to get interrupted early on in the combo, because you want those bodies to stick on the field and to be able to special summon those synchro monsters.
But I'm a little bit confused right now. I know I'm the biggest Salomon grade Andy, and I would have loved a Sunlight Wolf there, but I mean, you could have actually also immediately triggered it. You know, if you destroy the Doodle Chimera, you add back a Fire monster.
Of course.
And you could have done that this turn by summoning out the Megalo into a Sunlight Wolf position, and then later on the opposing turn, add back another card because you can summon something again into the Sunlight Wolf position. So I'm not quite sure why we have decided to summon the Doodle Chimera.
One thing is sure, you really master Fire, to be honest.
Thank you so much.
Oh, he's always trouble with the Fire as well, though, let me tell you that.
My results with the deck don't say that, but...
Julius thinking his options through. His deck has a couple of pushes. How do you sequence them the best, though? Also a well-timed Ghostbound Haunted Mansion can sometimes stop the plan of the Fire King deck. Oh, okay, we do start with Marshmallow Yummy first of all. As long as our field is still empty, that's what we're trying to do.
I really like it, to be honest, not committing the normal summon and just special summoning something. But I think that the Promethean Princess will get triggered right away because you don't want the Yummy strategy to go into the Link one. So pretty good here from Sylvain. I think this is the best way to activate the Princess. And it just forces Julius to normal summon something.
It does, but maybe also that's all what Julius planned here.
Oh, I like that, taking the Garunix back into the hand, because then you can actually destroy that later on with your own avatar Kirin in hand, and then in the following turns, completely field wipe again. There's so many possible Raigekis.
Okay, normal summon Capsi has found its way into the opening hand once again. Is going to be used here, probably to get that Yummy surprise if I would have to take a wild guess here. But maybe we also just need more names. Maybe we have the Yummy surprise already. Let's see what Julius decides on here.
I think you're just going to go for more names or possibly a field spell, the Akroki, to play through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if we could just have waited for the Link one to be special summoned to activate the Princess, so that then the Garunix triggers, you send the Kirin, and the Kirin just destroys the field spell. It could have been something.
Here's a
I
Crocky.
guess, yeah.
And now Sylvain, does that force him to do something? Apparently not. Julius?
That almost looked like a crash.
We're going into the battle phase, yeah.
Oh, we're going to special something out. Well, for now, we're gonna.
Oh no, we're going for the extra deck.
That really looked like an attempted battle phase.
Same. I thought
going
that.
to the Linkuribo, which also has a battle phase effect, funnily enough.
That's why we were thinking about the battle phase already. Okay, and in response to this,
Do we do something?
oh there,
It is
Kirin.
going to be the Kirin.
Kirin shall be used. That's fine with Julius.
We're gonna start linking up a lot of these interactions, right? Oh, we're actually destroying the Arvata. That is cool.
This is great. This is absolutely great because you will get access to the negate afterwards, and this is going to be another layer of interaction. You force Julius to still extend with another card in hand, and little by little, slowly, you will just lack cards to just try to push through the field.
Did the Arvata just summon back out the Garunix? That
I mean, you can do that so that your continuous spell is then alive. The Sanctuary is able to special summon the XYZ monster from the extra deck and then destroy everything on the opponent's field.
This is just better Mitsurugi, right? That's more field destruction effects than ever a Murakumo could offer. So maybe Fire King at the end of the day is just the superior Mitsurugi. But Sylvain...
That's a bold take, bro.
Well, I was just...
Samir disagrees.
I was fantasizing a little bit, okay? I got carried away, but I mean, for the moment, it definitely looks solid.
100%. So people were scoffing at Fire King for a little while, also after Dinkabui won the YCS, because they said the deck doesn't really do a whole lot. But right now, it looks like there is quite some place you can do. I mean, that was not the most impressive field because it just ended on Doolittle Chimera, one of the first Link monsters that has ever been printed. But I mean, there was quite a lot of follow-up.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And I think it was a very clever decision to get rid of the field spell because it is so annoying. Because if you get rid of some monsters, then you will be able to special summon another monster. So by removing that early into the combo, I think Sylvain did the right decision.
Okay, and that's enough.
See it, the 3 cards combo that we all dream of. The Kirin and maybe the Jura cards paired up with the Garunix. Imagine if he had that in the hand. But
Alrighty, Piri Rice Map, this time resolving, clearly reducing the life points in half. And Kapsiyami is the nice reward that you get for it.
so this time you get to combo.
But I think that Julius also has other cards in hand to pair this with. There could be different ways to approach this. Do you start playing with the Yummy cards? Or if you have it, do you start playing with your Fiendsmith cards? But for now, I think Julius starts with Kapsiyami just because he doesn't want to give any further explanation to his opponent, any further information to his opponent.
And I mean, also Piri Rice Map kind of dictating that, right? Because
True.
you need to normal summon that card to
that's a very
really
good point, yeah.
make the effect work. So that is why we go for it in the first place. Now immediately linking it off for the Snatchy, activating the minion from the deck and going from here.
And Julius playing very, very fast here. He knows his combos, trying to think a little bit about it. And yeah, the Kapsi is back on the field. He's going to go into the Synchro 2, most likely. This is some classic combo for now.
Now let's see how far we get with this, because now that Herald of the Arclight is not in the game anymore because it is forbidden, the deck really struggles to protect itself from other cards. You have no way in your first turn to force out interactions because there is no point in your combo where you can just go, okay, from now on I have the Herald of the Arclight. You can't do anything anymore.
I mean, what an answer that has been found by the players is actually the Forbidden Crown. Because when there is the Nibiru, you can just chain the Forbidden Crown on your own monster, and if you just keep one Synchro monster, it is enough to interact during the opponent's turn.
Ooh, Julius considering whether to give up there on some possible non-engine from his hand. Of course, one card has to be sacrificed, and
Tough choice.
He almost is revealing it. Oh, I mean, that feels like a pretty obvious choice to just get rid of another copy of Piri Rice Map. And that is what ultimately finds its way into the graveyard. No effect, but there's Fiendsmith.
Now the Fiendsmith cards. The track being activated, probably adding a lorry to the hand, discarding it. And we've seen that before countless times. We are going to be able to special summon the Requiem and go into the Fiendsmith combo. So this is something that can force the Nibiru.
Ooh, and look at this. I think Sylvain clearly looks unhappy here right now, as I think he wasn't aware maybe of the factor that there are Fiendsmith cards, as they have not been revealed so far. And of course that Caesar is a factor. There is Kirin. We do not want to see the Requiem hop onto the field to rechain anything to the Kirin. We have our Synchro monster up on the field.
And that looks like just the right decision to do it here, because as soon as there's a Requiem on the field, Julius will get some extra recursion, will summon out a Lacrima that gives him an engraver to the field, to the graveyard, that you can play with afterwards.
And you can see that Julius is thinking very carefully, because having the Kirin doesn't mean that you have the whole combo. You know, you don't know what your opponent has, but he has the Jura card, and this is absolutely scary. Being able to activate the Garunic as well. This is the 3 cards combo that we talked about earlier. That is absolutely insane. Amazing way to interact with the opponent, having access to the whole Raigeki, trying to destroy everything on the field, and on top of that, you will be able to get access to some more Fire King cards thanks to the Garunics.
There is no way, and Julius also kind of having to pause there for a little bit, realizing what Sylvain is putting up on him here with that crazy combination of cards going second.
And now it really gets problematic for him. How does he still continue playing after this? I mean, you will of course at some point probably use the Kapsi to tag out, put it back into the extra deck to have some more resources. Unless you want to put it back with the Mignon later on and then keep more other cards in the graveyard. But do you have another way to play? You used Marshmallow special summon effect this turn.
True.
Actually,
we've already normal summoned,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
We've already normal summoned. What else can
and we've
you do
used Tract as well.
There's very few cards that you could use afterwards that will still get you.
I mean,
back
you still have access to the surprise, right?
You should.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and maybe somehow the graveyard effect of Track to Fusion Summon. Oh, immediately now, of course, we are going to use the effect of Astero. Let's bring that also powerful boss monster onto the field. Is there maybe
Mooner?
again Ghost Moner and Moonlit Shield to stop it?
Oh, and I think that now Sylvain can actually also just send the Arvata to the graveyard, then pop the Kirin and get the Arvata back. So there is another form of interaction for Sylvain. That is the biggest combo on the opposing turn that I've seen in quite a while.
And this is heartbreaking for Julius, seeing your opponent having access to all those cards. Wow. This is the...
It's Kirin again. Yeah, it's Kirin again. Sylvain is in love with that Kirin. Now
I mean, Kirin can also send Arvata, right?
Meteor activates and Julius contemplating, but doesn't seem like he wants to chain anything. Yep, it is being destroyed. His whole field gone. He worked for this. He built this up carefully, but that one move by Sylvain, that combination of cards, just wipes it down within seconds.
But to be honest, do you play around that when you know that you are facing Fire King?
Well, I mean, you always have it in the back of your head, right? You're like, okay, that could happen, but how do you play around something like that? I mean, one way to possibly play around it
not activating
would have been
Tract.
Not to activate Tract and just try to go into the Fiendsmith cards in a different direction and just try to scare the Caesar early, but maybe we just didn't have enough names for that to happen.
We actually get the Megalo onto the field. So because Megalo is a tuner, right? You send this with Kirin, and then the Jurak Meteor summons a tuner back from the graveyard. But otherwise, I would have said that Kirin can actually just summon back an Arvata if you send that to the graveyard. So that could have been another form of interaction.
I thought about that as well, yeah.
But let's hold our breath. Does Julius Schwarzkopf does he have a way here to extend this combo? Does he have a way to even play on at all? He is looking at his cards in hand once again. Is there anything, Julius?
He needs one more name. That would be everything he needs to play. We know he has Yummy Surprise in hand, so he can summon back something from the graveyard. I mean, the thing is, he can play on the opposing turn a little bit if he sets the Yummy Surprise.
Is it the end phase? Is it the end phase?
Does he not have Yummy Surprise?
No way, that cannot be the end phase, right?
I mean, because otherwise he can summon back the Kapsi Yummy way, and then later on in the opposing turn, wait for an effect to activate. And then, you know, get the Snatchy back, get a Corki to the to the field.
Yeah.
And then
try
you have access to at least Cookie plus a pop.
There's no way this is a pass, right?
We hold our breath right here. Sylvain asking some questions, trying to plan his turn very carefully.
What is going on? This ain't the end phase. I think we're still resolving the cards that were destroyed by that Meteor, so we can bring back the Kirin here.
I mean, it did not look like he had Yummy Surprise in hand. Oh, he does.
I think so, yeah.
I think he does. So that must just still be the main phase. Yeah, it is still the main phase. We brought back the Kirin,
good.
And there is Yummy Surprise. Julius has figured out a way on how to extend this. We have not used the second effect of Marshmallow Yummy yet to add back a card, so we can even, if we wanted to, add back the field spell here if we desire that to do. But we can also just take the surprise, which we did.
Now that just looks like full combo for him.
Yeah, totally. And I still wonder, why didn't we special summon the Arvata right here? Because it would have been another layer of disruption, and I think that you never have too many layers of disruptions. So I kind of have a question here.
Gets rid of the Garunix. You shall not come back. You go back into the deck instead. And then, look, Julius is picking up the pace. He has found his line of play. He knows what to do now. And Sylvain, all of a sudden, after that crazy combination of cards, he doesn't even look that happy anymore.
No, because he has nothing. There's very little follow-up on the field. Those cards on themselves, they don't really do anything. Yummy Way is now used. Summons back 2 more bodies. We can now go for the full Fiendsmith combo because we haven't stopped it. We just destroyed the and we still have Yummy Surprise for the next turn in our hand. If your opponent tries to sequence some of the cards that he can have, you can just activate Yummy Surprise, get back the Kapsi Yummy Way, and you can special summon more monsters. Lacrima now sends Fiendsmith and Graveyard to the graveyard. This is looking glorious all of a sudden for the young German who is looking forward to making it further in this home country, YCS.
Yep, he looked almost defeated, but he is still ready to go. He's still continuing his first turn. He is a man of combos, and he has found a way to combo through that insane combination of free cards, still figured something out.
And now you even get to use Engraver Effect to send something for free. Sending cards with Engraver that really want to be destroyed is the nastiest thing to do.
Absolutely, and it's not going to be the case yet. We are going to special summon the sequence, activating the effect and special summoning the DSC ray from the extra deck, probably.
I don't know whether that's
it's going to be the Lacrima.
Or maybe it's not even. Okay, it's Lacrima.
It is the Lacrima. Yeah, Leo, I was also thinking maybe we do what we have done in our round 1 featured match. Maybe we go for Berthamid again, but not right now. We just use the Engraver as explained by Leo. Put that Meteor into the graveyard. Link off into Aspie Little Knight. Now also clear the Kirin away. And that will also be joined by that DDD
and
Wave Viking Caesar in the end. So full combo, maybe a little bit of an overstatement, but this is still incredibly strong.
That looks great.
That is basically full combo because you have the Yummy Surprise, so you can actually just summon back Cupsy Yummy Way or the Lollipo Yummy Way, whatever you prefer to have on your opponents that's still in your extra deck.
True.
Sylvain is now thinking, how did that go wrong? I had the perfect combination of cards. The 3-card Holy Grail of Fire King, but across from him sits Julius Schwarzkopf. That explains why this card wasn't sent to the graveyard from the deck.
Maybe.
Because it was in the hand.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, but yeah, it doesn't look great for Sylvain. Only 2 cards in hand, and the only bright thing is that the High Wave King Caesar destroys cards when it prevents the special summon, but apart from that, it looks very hard. The SP Little Light banishing the monsters does not look great, and also the Yummy Surprise, which is set and will be able to perform so many things to Sylvain.
I mean,
what does Avatar do here? Just runs over SP, right?
I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
I think we are in the battle phase actually here. That's what Sylvain was trying to indicate there.
You also have the ability maybe to try to crash the Avatar to battle into the Caesar, but apart from that, I don't know what you can do.
Then what are you going to do? You summon your Garunix that was put back to the deck by Lollipo?
Oh, he must have drawn another one, right?
Yeah, of course. And that will be negated by Wave King Caesar.
Exactly.
Is he going to do something preemptively? Or will we make that attack happen first? Okay, yeah, he says that's fine.
So
attack over the Little Knight.
Getting rid of the
no crashing. Okay, no crashing.
I think for Sylvain, the only way to get back into this game is to play it really, really slow here against Julius and just to get advantages where you can. Hopefully, you will live to see another turn after the next one of Julius. With your Arvatas, you might try to force out a battle phase. Or what else do you have up your sleeve, Sylvain? This is your round to prove how good you are. Takes care of the Caesar.
Skyburn is actually very, very good because you get rid of the Caesar, which is so hard to deal with currently, and on top of that, the SP is not there anymore. So, I mean, this is pretty free. Do you have like something like a Garunix in hand?
That would be crazy.
If we have Garunix, there's a last
yeah.
remaining card in hand, that would be absolutely broken. Julius responds with Yummy Surprise to this.
I love that.
Makes sense because the monster effect that is going to be activated in the graveyard will, of course, try to be responded with our Yummy Synchro Monster.
Yeah, Sylvain, if he wants to stay in the game with some card effects, he will have to use it now. Tries to summon back the Kirin. And now this was just an activation. Exactly, Julius now gets to respond, and now he's in his Yummy engine. If there are face-up monsters threatening his place, he can now soon, with the one Snatchy and another monster, just go into a Cookie Yummy way. But for now, of course, Snatchy and probably Marshmallow or the Cupsy are going to be summoned to plus off even more. You have a Crocky still in the deck. The Snatchy can activate the on-summon effect as well.
This is so intense. You could see there Sylvain just folding his hands, almost praying that this somehow is going to be enough. But Julius on the other end, of course, kind of like the end boss, the YCS champion, the German national champion, the reigning champion of YCS Dortmund. It's quite the opponent to face here. And you mentioned it, there is Via Crocky still on the deck and now on the field.
Gets another Marshmallow as follow-up as well. No battle phase this turn for Sylvain. Julius is sitting in such a comfortable position. However, Fire King is a deck that can be quite resilient. Do we just attack over this?
Yeah, we're still in the battle phase, so we can try to attack over this, but we just triggered this Snatches effect, try to book and to put it face down.
Successfully putting it face down. Fire King Island is the last remaining card in hand, and that one does not care, but there is Dominus Purge. The final move, probably to shut him down here. No searching allowed. Yeah, Viking Island certainly is searching something.
And
No
there
trap
is
card.
No trap card, so nothing gets destroyed here, which would eventually
would
trigger
have been good.
the Kirin, yeah. But now Julius, he's in such a comfortable spot. And Graveyard can only send face-up monsters from the field to the graveyard, right? So there is another situation where you could possibly just attack into the Kirin to put it face-up with a 0 attack point monster and then send it to the graveyard if you really do not want to destroy it. But I think that a masterful player like Julius Schwarzkopf, he finds other ways, more convenient ways to close out this game, because it's only 10 minutes left remaining, but that should be plenty of time.
It's gonna be
right?
enough. Yeah, it's gonna be enough. Sylvain recognized that, and for now, Julius, he can literally do whatever he wants and go into a victory.
I think Yummy Surprise is a quite convenient way to just put those cards back into the hand, right? That could be our way to victory. Here comes Minion. We still have that Snatchy on the field, which allows us to bring back another one from the graveyard, of course. Just Engraver also use. Yeah, we're getting to 8,000 points of damage here so easily and so quickly. And if there is a problem with it, we even could use the Lacrima graveyard effect. Oh, we are set. Wait, hold on. We can send face down monsters.
And this is the end of the game.